Hi guys, welcome to another video. I'm going to be trying something a little bit different this time. Be doing some commentary on top of the recovery. Got a bit of an interesting one today. This Jeep came up on this construction scene, was potentially DUI, allegedly. Ended up rear-ending another car, bounced off that car and hit that red truck you can see in the background there. That's actually part of the construction scene. Very fortunately, no construction workers were injured. Nobody was near the truck at the time. So they hit that truck, rolled over, and ended up right where you can see. They've been doing lots of construction here on 66, installing these toll pass overhead things. So it's been pretty busy out there with construction accidents. So I'm getting it set up here. Got my long recovery chain, especially on a vehicle this tall. As you can see, it's about neck height when I'm trying to set up stuff on it. So I'll get it rigged up, come back here to get my snatch block and my recovery chain so I can set up the snatch block. Basically what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be abusing physics, and rollovers, you know, they look complicated, but they're really just physics. That's all it is. You set up the chain to pull on the far side of the vehicle, get it to pivot on the roof, and pull it right over, or fulcrum on the roof I should say. Go ahead and switch out my chains here, get a more appropriate chain. I actually made a couple of mistakes on rigging this Jeep. Would probably do it a bit differently next time than I have actually since then. And this was about 6 months ago, so I've actually done a few recoveries, a few rollovers since then. I think this was maybe my third recovery or my third rollover I have ever done. So yeah, go ahead and get the snatch block set up. As you can see, I'm pulling the V-chain out to the vehicle. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up the snatch block on the far side of the bed and at the end of the bed. Now the goal of that is to get the cable to be as low as possible to help, again, abuse physics and pull the vehicle downwards and over so that it really fulcrums on that roof. There are other pieces of equipment you can use to help with getting that fulcrum action if simply putting the cable like this doesn't work, but fortunately in this case it works. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the shortening hooks, the grab hooks on my V-chain, and I'm hooking them up to my long recovery chain so that I can set up the pull exactly how I want it. That way I can get it a little bit closer to the front, because obviously with the front having the engine, the front's going to be a bit heavier. So I want the pull to be a little bit more towards the front, so I get a clean, even pull. Now this actually ended up being an issue later on. The chain actually ended up getting caught underneath the side of the vehicle, and I ended up having to switch chains. And again, I've changed some of my ways that I rig this and some of my newer recoveries. So I get these guys on the left side here to move back here. I should have also had the guys on the far side move back. Because if this chain were to fail for any reason, or if the chain were to come unhooked, there is a possibility of the vehicle rolling back towards them. Fortunately, they moved back a bit by themselves, but I still would have had them move a little bit further over. But at this point, the road was completely shut down, and I was trying to get it open again. So that's halfway. You can kind of see what happened there. The chain pushes or falls underneath the side. I end up having to basically disconnect it, use my other V-chain, and re-rig it. So State Trooper there was asking me something, I don't remember what, but go ahead and finish pulling her over here. And this is actually a little bit humorous here. You see all the construction workers line up and start pulling out their phones, getting their own little videos of this. These rollovers, you know, I've seen a few of them, but they're still interesting to me, and of course people that haven't seen them before, they're always interesting. So the Jeep almost immediately, it almost rolls itself over once you get it there, just with the tall tires and the way the weight's distributed. So from there, it's pretty simple. Get my rollover rigging unhooked and just start working on pulling it back up on the bed. So I ended up not fully strapping it down before I moved here because an ambulance needed to get through. Just kind of pulled it up on the bed and threw one strap on it. and so I'll go ahead and finish rigging it after that. Yeah, that was about it. The second vehicle I ended up having to call a second truck out for. I initially thought I was going to be able to tag it on the rear of my truck, but the damage to the rear of it ended up being hidden and a little bit more than I thought it was. That it was actually pressed, the wheel well was pressed down into the tire, which I couldn't see initially. But yep, at this point the road is open. VDOT back there will go ahead and start moving and letting vehicles through, and that's a successful rollover. Go back there and sweep up some of the debris. Sweep up some of the bottles of alcohol that fell out of the vehicle and get on the way. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of the new commentary style. I'm gonna keep trying this until I can get a second camera set up to where I can actually get chest cam going at the same time as the bed cam. I love the bed cam angle, but the chest cam angle gets you so much more, in the action, as it were. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.